Alright, this is a reason for video. It's a response to a request that I had to make another video demonstrating how to do a snare roll in reason 4. I know it's been like a year since I've done videos, but I've been extremely tied up. And I can show you what I've been doing. For those of you out there that are gamers, I created a website where you can compete online with others. If you play Madden, if you play NBA 2K9, whatever sports game you play, Fight Night 4, any of that, you can compete online. Basically, I'll beat you down if you try to compete against me, excuse me. But I just thought I'd throw that out there. Let me get to the tutorial and then I'll show you the website. So let me play the beat. Let me play what I have here, and then I'll add the snare roll to it. Alright, so there we have the beat. And what we want to do is add a snare roll, and there are numerous ways of doing this. Move that bass. Alright, first of all, let's I'm going to show you the cheap way to do it. In the cheap way, I'm going to add a NN19 digital sampler. I'm going to right click on this and initialize the patch because I want it to be empty before I add my sample in. I'm going to go to my 808 samples and I'm going to find a snare that I'd like to use for the roll. That's good enough for the tutorial. I really don't like that sound, but just for this tutorial I'm going to use it. Alright. Now what I'm doing on my Midi keyboard, I'm playing this key. And as you can hear, it's a higher octave, so I think that's what I'm gonna roll with for this tutorial. And actually, I'm gonna add a arpeggiator. If you don't know how to do that, I just highlighted the NN19 sampler. After it was highlighted, I right-clicked on it, and I went down. I went down to create and the monophonic arpeggiator, and that's basically how I did it. Alright, after you do that, the arpeggiator automatically has the single note repeat button on, and what this does is exactly what it says. It repeats the note. So that's it. So if we wanted to add a snare roll using an arpeggiator, we would just play it in with the beat. The disadvantage of doing this is it doesn't sound as realistic because your velocities are all the same. I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna record the arpeggiator in first, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna manually draw the snare roll in, and I'll let you compare the two so that you can see what the difference between the two is. So for now, I'm just going to record this in. Alright. And again, I did that with my Midi keyboard, so let's go back and listen to it. Alright. If I double click on this track, I have a little bit of control over the velocity, but it's each one of these symbols represents a lot of notes. I want to have better control of that to give it a better feel, so I'm going to manually draw my notes in so that I can change the velocities, and that should give it a more realistic feel. Let's listen to this again. Alright, so I'm going to pause this and I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to draw that snare roll in. So let me do this. Actually, let me turn on quantize. There we go. Alright, let me double click on this. And I'm going to find the note that I want to start at. I think that'll work. Start right here. So one more thing, let me zoom in. Alright, so we're going to start in this last section right here. And as you can see, I'm set to 1/16 right here, which means that I'm going to be able to draw in each one of these boxes. I don't know if you can see these boxes well, but I believe there should be 16 of them. If we change this to the bar, I wouldn't be able to achieve this effect, because when I tried to draw on a note, what would happen is it would draw it all the way across. So to achieve this, we definitely need to be set to 1/16. Alright. So let's go ahead, and what we're going to do, and I mean there are numerous ways and different patterns that you can do this, but for now I'm going to keep it basic. I'm going to draw a note. Oh, oops. I'm going to draw a note every, there we go. Every line there. Alright, and let's listen to that and see how that sounds. Alright, so to me that sounds better, but there's still something missing. We still have to do something. Let's listen to it one more time. Alright, so what's missing? Let's change the velocities, because there is no drummer on planet Earth that can play the same exact velocity to the T 16 times in a row that fast. It's not possible. It's gonna, your velocity is gonna be different. So let's try just moving these around. And if you don't know what velocity is, it's volume. We're changing the volume of those of the snare. Nah, that was much better, much better. Listen to it again. Computer froze there. Let's run it back. Alright, and that's basically it in a nutshell. That's how you do a snare roll. That's probably the best method to use for your snare rolls. Just draw them in.